Welcome to the first Aspen Grove High School graduation and the last Aspen Grove High School graduation. Now let us have the long line of graduates come and join us in a second.
Enjoy the ceremony.
How about we sing instead?
Yeah, take two. Graduation, take two.
What does that mean? Why is the camera beeping?
No,
Why is
the camera is the volume.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Daddy was loud enough, believe me!
Come on. A few technical difficulties. Almost 11 years ago, Aviva and I were confronted with a very difficult situation. A daughter who was extremely unhappy in school. This was after having 3 good years and 1 fair year in the same school. I sat in the classroom for a number of days watching the dynamics to try to figure out what was wrong. I sat in all the other classrooms trying to figure out whether there would be a better fit for Shoshan. I came home totally frustrated and talked with Aviva, and we tried to figure out what to do. We checked out other schools. We considered homeschooling, but it seemed impossible. Aviva and I worked full-time, and it didn't seem like there was any way to make homeschooling work along with all the rest of life. But after thinking about it and thinking about it over a number of days, we decided that we really had no choice, that our daughter really needed our attention, our time, and we pulled her out of school. She was so relieved and happy. It was like just day and night. She had gone into her shell and she just came out and she was just feeling totally happy and thankful. Of course, until we started making demands on her. While we gave her a week to just play, to let her, decompress from school and try to regain her center. And meanwhile, we did really extensive research trying to figure out, okay, now we're homeschooling, what does that mean? What are we going to do? So lots of books from the library, lots of time on the internet, and trying to figure out how we're going to make this work. And looking at our schedule and trying to figure out how we're still going to have money come in and keep this all, keep everything working. After doing all that, we decided, part of our research was we looked at all the different curriculum that were out there, and we decided not to use any of them, but instead to do a little more eclectic approach, where we basically used the library and lots of books, lots of videos, and all sorts of other resources, and lots of time in nature, and to try to construct our own program. Over the years, Shoshan showed us what worked and what didn't. It was very obvious. And so, we had all these expectations at the beginning that, of course, kids are very good at showing you what doesn't work. We homeschooled her from 2nd grade through 7th grade. Then she decided that she wanted to be with other kids and be in school. So she went to school for 8th grade, which was, a fair experience, but at the same time showed Shashan why she wanted to be homeschooled. She went to a school, Rocky Mountain School for Expeditionary Learning, for the start of 9th grade, and that was a disaster, so she went back to homeschooling. Then Israel for 10th grade, and now homeschooling for the 11th and 12th grade. When I look back and consider that this was the girl who would seem to learn whatever I taught her in math and promptly forget it a week later. I mean, it was amazing. I could teach her anything, she'd be able to do it no problem, and then we'd do review and it was gone. But somehow, the girl who I felt would never learn to write well or spell, well, much better than it was. Somehow over the years, things stuck more and more, and she learned more and more. And it seemed to kind of accelerate over time. By the past year, things have stuck very well indeed. Shashan breezed through her 12th grade classes with almost no help from us at all. Though she did it in a typical Shashan fashion. She would work on one subject at a time and do a month of one subject in just a couple of days, and then do nothing for a week and drive me crazy.
It was fun.
But somehow she did get everything done and finished her year 1 month early, and managed to do 2 very hard courses, finishing physics with a grade of 99 for the year, and pre-calculus with a grade of 98 for the year.
Right on.
Wow.
And a GPA for all of high school of 3.2 or 88. A big step forward for a child that I sometimes thought would never focus on schoolwork enough to finish, but she did. Shashan is an amazing young woman who can achieve whatever she decides to work for. And now she just needs to decide what that is. She's about to start a new chapter of her life. 4 weeks from today, she leaves for Israel for a new life. She'll be studying Hebrew and working and living on a kibbutz right on the Mediterranean, followed by her required 2 years in the Israel Defense Forces, followed by college in Israel. We will miss her more than she can imagine.
I'll miss them more.
We're going to compete. Now, Shashan, having met all the requirements and more for a state of Colorado high school diploma, please come up and receive your well-earned high school diploma.
It's not that long, so.
Good.
I'm flipped. First off, I would like to say thank you to all of you for taking time out of your busy lives to come and share this special moment with me. School has been an amazing ride, but if it had not been for my parents, I do not think I would be standing here today. The biggest thank you in the world goes to them for always being there through thick and thin. School has not always been smooth sailing for me. Laugh, Daddy! Smooth sailing, I'm a sailor. But I've always known my parents would be there for whenever I needed them. High school has been especially influential for me, starting at Ramsell in freshman year and ending up here today. I have made some of my closest friends in the past 2 years at my youth group, USY, and the bonds of friendships that I have had for my whole life have gotten much stronger and deeper. What are my plans for the future? As many of you know, I am moving to Israel on July 10th of this year, 28 days. When I first arrive in Israel, I'll be staying with family and friends all over Israel, but mainly in a town called Modi'in. Starting August 1st, I'll be taking part in Kibbutz Ulpan at Kibbutz Magan Michael. An Ulpan is a period of intensive Hebrew learning. For me, it will be approximately 5 months. After Ulpan, I'll be serving the Israeli Defense Forces for about 2 years, and after the Army, I'll most definitely be continuing my studies in a university in Israel. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, because I am more than happy to answer them.
Very nice.
Now I'm going to change this.
Este es Wilson criminal.
Boile po mami,
Sin titubeo.
anime da veribrit,
Habla claro y ponte serio.
Begam Sefaradí.
Elian Davis.
Hola, yo me cola Laila. Y a mí me gusta cómo bailas. Me gusta cómo te mueves para mí.